Good morning and welcome everyone to this new video. Today I wanted to show you how to create a website. To begin with, I recommend using the Webador platform, which is very simple and can make it easier for you to realize any type of website you want. The first thing to do is to register. I've already registered, so I proceeded with the login. I'll show you that I've already created a site which I invite you to visit. It's called Information Technology. You can find it on Google by typing the link I show you up here. Now back to how to create a website with Webador. After you register, you will need to create a new website. I've already created one. You just need to assign it a title and other basic information, specifying whatever it is an online store, blog, or institutional website is essential. For example, we insert information about computing as the title and proceed with the creation. An artificial assistant will guide you through the site configuration. You can choose to start with an empty template, which you will customize completely from scratch, or opt for artificial intelligence preset content. Personally, I suggest using preset content. You will need to indicate the type of your business, the name and what your business offers. This last part is optional. You can decide whatever or not to enter this information. If you start from scratch, you will create the site without presets. For example, let's do this. Where is asked to choose a model we like to get started. You can select any template you want. Later, you will have the option to edit or delete it at your convenience. Now you are asked to enter your domain. The domain can be customized according to your preferences. However, I inform you immediately that if you opt for the free option, you will not have to pay anything. However, free sites typically include an additional domain extension, which is our case is .webador as many hosting services add an extension to the primary domain. If you want to have no additional extension and keep only the name chosen for your site, the only option is to subscribe to a subscription. On Webador, for example, there are different levels of subscription that you can choose from. In my case, for the site I showed you earlier, I pay about £50 a year, but there are options that can go up to £100 or more. The decision or on which plan to choose will depend on your needs and you can evaluate it later. For the time being, I don't want to sign up for any subscriptions, so I selected the free options. Moving on website creation, we have already set up three main pages: home, about, and contact. On the left side of the screen, you will find a bar where you can edit titles, texts, and images. For example, if you want to add an image, we will go to the corresponding selection, drag the image element to the desired point from upload a photo from our PC. Unfortunately, I have no images available at the moment, but here I find a suitable one. I select it and the image is inserted into the site. If you want to add an image to your website, you can also enter forms in which visitors can leave their name, email address, and a message. These modules are useful, for example, when you want to create an online store and not just a showcase site. Here you can upload the image of the product you want to sell, indicate the price, and add the functional buttons such as add to cart or like button, etc. Then there is the product gallery selection where you can display multiple items together and by clicking on each one the detailed tab of the product I showed you earlier will open. You will also have the ability to use columns to write diverse feed texts for each column, a rather simple function. Finally, there are the blanks that you can use to leave a gap, for example, between two images or between a text and images and so on. There is a table within the site that, for example, could contain the term prat. This is a table provides examples and prices, a useful and interesting addition. In addition, there is a new feature called foldable. The usefulness or for which is still unknown. To me, since it was introduced recently, but it looks promising. This feature allows you to edit the content such as by inserting a title. On my website, for example, I used the title how to create a back tour, which is just an illustrative example. You can also write text in a compact format, which allows users to click to expand it and view the desired information. I also find this option very practical. You can upload videos and audio files. For example, if you have a video on YouTube, and you can simply enter its name and drag it into the platform. Usually you can only embed videos from YouTube. In my website, I've inserted some YouTube videos and I've also created a YouTube channel that I invite you to visit. The name will be in description. You can also upload audio files, documents and more by selecting the upload file option from your PC, allowing users to access the documents they want. Separators can be used to reduce text space within the site. There are also options to create photo albums, add a blog, and insert maps. The map automatically enters the location from which the site was created, which is particularly useful for online stores that want to show the origin of their products. Comments are another feature that is available. It's good to note that over many websites, some comments may not be authentic but artificially generated or created directly by the site owner. You can add social media buttons as I did on my website, where I integrated Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, and other platforms including WhatsApp, TikTok, LinkedIn, Pinterest. In addition to the already mentioned. Next, there's the Share on Social option that allows users to share the site on platforms like Twitter or Facebook. There is also a review section where users can leave star ratings and comments, offering useful feedback to understand what they like or what could be improved. Finally, you can include a site map that makes it easy to navigate between pages such as Home, About, and Contacts, allowing you to quickly switch between selections. And for those with technical skills, you can insert custom HTML code. If you liked the video, I invite you to watch my previous videos and subscribe to the channel. I hope this platform will be useful for you to create your own website. Thanks for your attention and see you next time. Bye.